know you can make homemade ranch dressing without a packet and without dried herbs? Let's do it. 1 cup of buttermilk, 2 cups of mayonnaise, about 6 cloves of fresh garlic, fresh dill, my favorite herb in all the land, 4 large basil leaves. Trim your green onions about 1 inch above the root. Rip them in half so they don't tangle. The leaves off of a couple sprigs of oregano, a half a teaspoon of salt, pepper, and lemon pepper. If you like, you can add a little fresh lemon juice too. And blend. So easy to make. Store what you don't need today in the fridge for about a week. Homemade ranch dressing. You don't need no stinking packets.
Deanna then cuts up a whole onion to throw in with the potatoes.
Throw that in there.
And now we're gonna do the cheese. We put in like 3 cups or so.
Okay.
Just kind of get, is that like 3 cups,
whatever
right?
works for me. That looks,
Maybe that's more like 8, but
cares?
you know. Okay.
You can't say no to cheese.
And then you get to stir it with your hands.
Okay, so I stir it with my hands. Oh, look at you, you little cheese. You little potatoes and cheese. Okay, next.
Okay, next.
Do I keep this on still?
No.
I can
take them off.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, doctor.
Never cooked a steak before? I'm about to change your life. Salt and pepper steaks generously on both sides. Once the olive oil is hot, place steak in the pan. Preheat oven to 400 degrees. Your steaks will tell you when they're ready to flip. If it's not ready, it won't come up. That's what he said. Brown both sides. Add a few pats of butter. Move your pan to your preheated oven. Let your steak cook in the oven 8 to 10 minutes until it reaches 130 to 140 degrees. We wait. Steaks on a plate to rest for 15 minutes. Remember, your pan's hot. While our steaks take a well-deserved nap, let's make the sauce. Keep the pan on medium-high. Add mushrooms. Add some red wine. About a cup will do. For a little added oomph, you can add some better than bouillon. Add some salt and pepper. Add your steak juices. Reduce your sauce until it reaches about half of what you started with. Where does the other half go? Who knows? You guys, so good. Make no mistake about it. You can make this too. Did you know that roasting a whole chicken is easier to do than make a boxed mac and cheese? Let's get started. The thing to remember about chicken is it's the most dangerous animal you'll ever have visit your kitchen. First step, remove the insides. Drizzle with olive oil. Add a little mustard. Ordinary's just fine. Squeeze a lemon. Generous amount of salt. Coarse ground pepper. Tie it up in a cute little bow. Pop her in the oven for 1.5 hours. Larger chickens or stuffed chickens might take 2 hours. The important thing is cook her until she's 165 degrees. If you want to, you can add potatoes cut into 1-inch pieces around the sides for the last 40 minutes. We've preheated our oven to 350 degrees. Set timer for 90 minutes. Be sure to poke it right here. That's what she said. Even though it's fun to have SpongeBob mac and cheese, your family will be super excited about this.
I tried not to do it, but I couldn't help myself. My B&B had only been open for a few months when they came for a little getaway. As my guests checked in, they shared their love for B&Bs, and they told me about an unusual experience they had had at one once. The B&B was simple but nice, and they had a nice evening. But then when they met the other guests for breakfast the next morning, they were served McDonald's food. Everyone looked at each other with wonder, shared smiles and shrugs, and politely ate their McBreakfast. I was stunned by the story. As I started cooking breakfast the next morning, I shared the story with my mom, who was also my sous chef. We laughed and realized immediately what I had to do. I sent someone out to McDonald's right away. Our guests seated themselves at the breakfast table, and I proudly walked their breakfast out to them. Their Egg McMuffins were beautifully plated. And this was the beginning of an awesome friendship, and a moment this McCulley and the McRaes, yes, our real names, will never forget.
Up next, the sauce that makes her balls oh so saucy.
The sauce, it's just an easy, quick version. I take cornstarch and brown sugar, mix them together, whisk them together so that the cornstarch doesn't clump. Then I put the cooled chicken broth and the balsamic in there, and then we whisk it some more and heat it up, and then it will start to bubble a little bit, and you kind of can tell when it shifts and it thickens just enough that it's easier to dip them. It's so yummy.
Have you heard? Everything bagel seasoning is all the rage, so we're gonna make some at home. 1/3 of a cup of dried minced onion, 1/3 of a cup of poppy seeds, 1/3 of a cup of dried minced garlic, 1/3 of a cup of natural kosher sea salt, 1/3 of a cup of black sesame seeds, 1/3 of a cup of sesame seeds.
I mean, shut up. Look at those layers.
You can use it on sandwiches, salads, and all sorts of dishes. Wouldn't this make perfect Christmas gifts? Just put a lid on it and let them shake them themselves. All out of sour cream? Don't worry, I've got tricks. Come with me. Fill a jar with 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. Add 2 teaspoons of lemon juice per cup for a total of 4 teaspoons, or 1 tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon. It's all the same. Cover overnight with a clean cloth. And about 8 hours later, you have shiny, beautiful sour cream. And you get to say you made it yourself. First time enjoying an artichoke? If so, here's how you eat it. Rip a leaf off the sides. Dip the inside, bottom part in your dip. You will not only get the delicious dip, but you'll get some tender artichoke. When you put the leaf in your mouth, you put your teeth over the dip, slide your top teeth down the leaf. The part of the artichoke under the fuzzy choke is the heart of the artichoke. It's the very best part to eat. I'm about to share with you the best chocolate frosting in all the land. You can use it on cupcakes, brownies, and it's perfect for donuts. Melt 1 cup of chocolate chips. You can do this in the microwave or over a double boiler. Either way works great. Add a half a stick of softened butter and stir until butter is melted. Add a teaspoon of vanilla. Whisk in 6 tablespoons of very hot water. Stir in 3 cups of powdered sugar. Teaspoon of salt. Whisk again until your frosting is smooth as jazz. Store leftover frosting, not that there'll be any, in the fridge.